journey. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Walking the Path. My name is John Jacob Mubarak, and it is my great pleasure to be here today to say hello to everybody in the Facebook world, in the Instagram world, in the YouTube world, um, in the world. It's the World Wide Web. So thank you. Thank you for joining. I'm really excited to share with you today some things that have been coming up for me around acceptance and joy as two pillars that bring us into coherence, right? So as people are starting to come in, I want to talk about the topic, acceptance leads to joy. But before I do that, welcome everybody who's joining. I want to tell you a little bit about Rhythmia Life Advancement Center as people are kind of coming into, as we call it at Agape, the loving room, right? This is our loving room. So anyway, Rhythmia. Here we are. We're at Rhythmia today, and it's Thursday. People have had 3 nights of ceremonies, and they're going into their 4th night tonight. It's amazing. There are people in all different places, right? Some people are deep in a process, and they're not, like right now, I'm not having a good time, right? This isn't what I came for. This isn't what I expected, was a couple of things that I heard at lunch. And the majority of people are like, oh my God, this is amazing. I spoke with God last night. I felt the divine. I released trauma. I forgave the unforgivable. I healed my heart. These are the things that people are experiencing. Now, for the folks that are experiencing, this isn't what I expected. This is absolutely perfect for them too. Everybody's in their process. And typically, that's what we see on Thursday, because by Friday, 90% of the people are like, oh my God, I'm in love. I'm in love with life. I'm in love with everything. I'm in love with me. I'm in love with you. I just love everything. So we see it every week. So we know they're in process. And it's amazing to see this transformation every week. And actually that leads to a state of wholeness, right? As people work through the things that are blocking them, the very things that we're resisting are the things that are there to catapult us into the next stage of our growth and development, our next greatest yet to be. So everything is working. Everything is on the path. There's no off the path. Everything is on the path. So what do you say? What do I say to people who are in resistance, or who are, they might not call it resistance. It's like, this isn't what I was expecting, right? That's resistance. In essence, it's non-acceptance, right? And that is the key. This is one of the keys to life. Non-resistance is an art. When mastered, the world is ours. The world is ours. So that leads me to my topic today, because we see it every week at Rhythmia. They might be in the middle of the process now, but by Saturday, 97% of everybody's like, oh my God, I got it. Amazing. My life is different. And our 6-month survey says that 6 months later, those people are still experiencing their miracle. They self-report that miracle is still active in their lives, and that this was the week that changed their lives. So it's something that sticks. It's not something like, I came and 2 weeks later, I don't feel it. You got to do some work to maintain it, right? You can't unsee your wholeness. Once you've seen your whole, you can't unsee it. But you have to do some work to keep it active, so it doesn't fall back into the dustbin, into the unused files, right? Files that haven't been opened for more than 6 months. So this brings me back to acceptance leading to joy, our topic for today. So last couple weeks ago, we talked about acceptance and the 3 pillars of acceptance, right? So acceptance is one of the main pillars for coherence, right? When we're in a state of coherence, we are open and available, because we're no longer blocking our own good from coming to us, right? When we're in a state of coherence, we're no longer blocking our good from coming to us. So how do we get there? Acceptance. What are the 3 pillars of acceptance? Acceptance is unbecoming, forgiveness, and surrender. What's unbecoming? Unbecoming is unbecoming all the things that we thought we were, right? There's an old Buddhist koan that says, we're all struggling to become that which we already are. We're all struggling to become more of what we already are. Well, how is that possible? How do we become more of what we already are? We become more of what we already are by becoming less of what we're not. What are we not? We're not our thoughts. We're not our body. We're not our judgments and opinions. We're not the judgments and opinions of others. We're not the things that we love. We're not the things that we love to hate, our pet peeves. We're not the things that we do to intimidate ourselves, like negative self-talk, condemnation and judgment, our fear, our lack, our limitations, our doubts, our worries. I attended a talk. The practitioner core at Agape meets once a month for practitioners to have a meeting. And Reverend Michael led our meeting yesterday. And this is one of the things that he brought up was that there is joy, peace, and gratitude. Our joy, our peace, and our gratitude isn't dependent on the world. How do we get to a place where our joy and peace and gratitude isn't dependent on the world? When we yield, when we accept, when we stop resisting, this is when we get to a place where we can stop blocking our good. So the healing, our healing is our giving up. We heal only to the extent that we can step into non-resistance. We heal only to the extent that we can yield, that we can surrender. So surrender is another huge part of acceptance. So the first piece of acceptance is unbecoming all the things that we're not. The societal ideas and opinions and judgments that we've accepted. Now, this isn't like some nefarious, conspiracy of society is trying to get you to. This is just a part of being human. We like certainty and we want to belong, right? And so what we do is we do things to belong. And a lot of the things that we do to belong, especially when we're young, to feel safe, to feel that we belong, to feel like we're not alone, to feel that we're enough, those are the things that we take on of our own accord. No nefarious conspiracy theory. We do this of our own accord. We accept societal norms and sensibilities in order to belong. And then we get to a point when we're a little bit more secure in ourselves and we're not so concerned about belonging. And then we start to go, that's not me. This isn't me. This is the process of unbecoming all the things that we have taken on that aren't us. Like a thought that like you work hard and then you die, or you got to work hard in order to be successful. Or, this was one of my favorite ones that I really took on. Like you have to work in order to be successful. Now, of course, there's stuff you got to do. There's some challenges you're going to have to push through. But we think that work is like checking into a time clock, punching a time clock, or showing up at an office every day, doing something that we don't want to do in order to pay our bills so that eventually we can do what we want to do, right? That's our concept of work. That's the societal norm that we've freely taken on. And we argue for our limitations. We argue for our limitations. If I said to you, you don't have to do that. You go, oh yeah, I don't have to do that? Who's going to pay my bills? I got kids. I got a house. I got a mortgage. Like, welcome to the real world, John. What do you think? You don't just quit your job and go meditate in Costa Rica. It must be nice to be you, right? No. It took me a long time to get here. And I had to release a lot of my opinions, thoughts, and judgments about what I thought I needed to do and what I could do and what I couldn't do. I was arguing for my limitations. Must be nice to be them. Wish I could go to that meditation retreat. I got to work, right? Well, we begin by trying to fit our spiritual practices into our life, and eventually we fit our life into our spiritual practices. This is the process of unbecoming, one of the tenets of acceptance. So the first thing we got to do is we begin to excavate through meditation, through awareness, through plant medicine, through breath work, through sacred service. We start to take away all the stuff that we're not. We unbecome. First pillar of acceptance. Second pillar, forgiveness. We got to forgive ourselves for all the shit we put ourselves through, all the times that we argued for our own limitations, right? We have to forgive ourselves and we have to forgive others for all the times we didn't choose higher, for all the times that we did something that unintentionally or intentionally hurt, harmed, or endangered us or another person, right? So forgiveness is another key to acceptance. And finally, surrender. Surrender. We've got to yield. We've got to surrender all of this up, to give up our opinions, perspectives, points of view, limited points of view, our judgments, to give up. Ram Dass says, if you want to know the truth, give up your opinions and judgments. So surrender has 5 components. Talked about this before, but it's worth going again. Oh my goodness, I haven't even looked at the chat. Hey everyone, before I go into surrender, Dahlia, what's up? Rebecca, Dorota, hello. Sean, great to see you. Great to see you. Dorota, beautiful, beautiful. Dorota, I'm going to put this up on the stream. Dorota says, had the most beautiful alchemical experience with Cambo, where I transmuted resistance into surrender. This is the most beautiful feeling of freedom and joy. That's it, sister. That's it. And Rick Everett, sup? Good to see you all. Thank you all for joining, and all the folks in the Instagram world. Ronnie, great to see you. Alyssa, Gabrielle, a few more folks I don't know. Linda, great to see you. Sagittarius Dubs, all these great folks are here. Angelina, thank you, thank you, thank you. So, Maria, hello. Candace, hello. So, surrender. 5 components of surrender. Acceptance. 5 components of surrender are faith, patience, trust, meditation, and awareness, right? So we have to have faith. We have to have faith in the systems of life, that life is working for us. We can trust life because we can see it in nature, that everything in nature has its process. We have patience because things take time, right? And you can't rush the oak tree out of the acorn. All of these pieces, patience, faith, trust, meditation. We've got to take some time to stop and see reality. What's real, right? Meditation, I'm sitting there watching my breath and my thoughts come up, but that's not me. Emotions come up, not me. I have emotions, I have thoughts, but I'm not me. I have a car, I'm not my car. I have emotions, I'm not my emotions. I have thoughts, I'm not my thoughts. Meditation gives us the ability to pay attention to what's real, to feel the presence, to just feel the presence of the divine, the presence of the mother, the presence of the father. So in this process, we can then begin to surrender that there's something else working on my behalf. The planet is spinning right now without human compulsion, right? The sun rose today, the birds are birding, the waves are waving, all the stuff is happening, and we don't have anything to do with it. Our lunch is digesting. We didn't have anything to do with it. So much is happening. There's a divine intelligence all around us. I can surrender. I can yield to that because I know that it's carrying me. It always has. And the more that I can unbecome, remove all the limiting thoughts and beliefs and opinions and perspectives, the more that I can forgive myself for all the things that I've done and forgive others for anything that they've done, the more I'm opening up, and then I can surrender more easily through patience, faith, trust, awareness, and meditation, bringing me to a place where I am available. The healing is the surrender to what's so, and allowing the spirit to move us. And we begin to see, when we accept, when we surrender, when we forgive, when we unbecome, we're unblocking all the stuff that is keeping us from our good. This is why acceptance leads to joy, because when I can unblock myself, I'm no longer blocking the good that is coming to me. And grace, glad surprises, better than I expected, because we're not, life becomes full of grace with glad surprises and glad tidings, because we're not in the way. We're not blocking our own good. We're not blocking our own good. So non-resistance is an art. The more that we can master it, the world is ours. That's today. I'm so grateful that you're here. Thank you, Belinda. Thank you. And thank you all for joining us. Dorota, Rick, Candace, all the folks, Maria, Rebecca, Sean. Thank you over here, Gabrielle, Didier, Melinda. I can't see all the names. I don't know what happened. I just lost them. But thank you all so much for joining. I wish you a beautiful day, peace, and richest blessings. Thank you so much.